Hello everybody, what's going on? Jerome here, and today I have for you guys another Minecraft showcase. This is number 10, and this one is called Isle of Kaleo, and it is actually a really awesome island. It's basically this floating island in the sky with multiple little islands all around it, with floating ships, floating houses, floating, well, everything. It's really an awesome concept, and I love it a lot. So let's look at some of the finer features of it. In terms of scenery, it has some good stuff like different ships, things like that. You have hot air balloons in the air. Another cool thing that he did that must have took a long time is put glowstone floating all around the area. He pretty much surrounded the island with it. So any time of day, it's pretty much as lit up as possible. You also have inside the ships a little bit of space, and although they aren't developed, it gives you a little space where you can develop as well. But that's one thing that I do think is a little unfortunate. The guy admitted he did get bored with the project 75% of the way through, so he says the interiors of the ships usually aren't developed. I guess there's maybe like one or two that are, and the houses sometimes aren't. Although for the houses it wasn't as big a problem because I've seen so many of them that were developed inside. But regardless, it does leave a little area where it could be improved, but then again, it gives you something to do. You can improve upon it, or you can have a little fun with your friends, things like that. So here's one of the bigger ships, as you can tell, and I think the cooler thing that he did is work on the different types of, I don't know if you call it effects, not so much scenery, but I guess effects with the different types of things. So notice how like the cobwebs make it look like it's being propelled through the air, like a jet of some sorts, or a blimper or whatever, so it really looks awesome that he did that. Now, some other cool things that in this map are the geographical features as well. Notice how there's one giant tree right there in the middle of the island, kind of like giving life to everything. Sort of reminds me of the movie Avatar, if you've seen it. Not Avatar: The Last Airbender, the the one with the blue people. But yeah, they also have things like this, like the cool obsidian cave, which is really awesome, and I imagine make for a good boat ride if you can ride down the middle of it. And what else is there? Let me show you. I'll show you guys one of the houses, and I'll show you guys another building. But as I'm going, some cool things that you could do with this map, just off the top of my head. You may be able to do some kind of a Hunger Games, like a Battle Fest type thing, where you get a bunch of people in a server and just go at it and try and, like, give everyone like 10 minutes to hide, and then everyone just charges each other. You can also set this up on a server, and you can just have it where this is like the main town or whatever, and people can claim houses here if you have a townie mod, things like that. So here's the inside of one of the houses. Not exactly the biggest thing in the world, but it's still pretty cool, I think, in my opinion, and if there's enough of them, you can have a little bit of fun there. So that's another thing you can do. Some other cool things you can do, this would probably be amazing for, like, I don't know, I don't think a lot of people do this, but I have heard some people play, like, hide-and-seek type games, and if you were looking for a game that would last, like, an hour, 45 minutes, this is definitely the map, and I know that one probably is getting a few chuckles, but I'm not kidding you. Some people actually do play hide-and-seek in Minecraft. There are so many game types, and I think that's what I like about Minecraft, just for all different ages. And now, finally, they do have things like this rainbow right here, which just looks pretty cool. And this is really the last major piece of architecture on the map. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I think more of it is like the main terminal. I think it's kind of half supposed to be a ship, but half not. Once again, I don't really know, but it's basically got propeller blades, like it's floating, and you can use this if you're using a server type thing as like the main town center. Like this is where people spawn in, then they come over here, they can jump off the ship's edge and land over here, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And one last thing, I guess, is that just in terms of the features I was talking about, it does have cool different things, like little like giant flowers like this made out of wool. I don't know if you can tell, it's supposed to be like a red flower, an orange flower, so he did a cool job with that. He also added different colorings to the trees, made different colored trees entirely, and it just really is an impressive feat that this guy was able to accomplish. So anyway, guys, I know I haven't shown you everything, but hopefully it leaves you guys interested enough that you'll want to explore yourself. If you are, there's a link in the description, as always, to get it. And if you're interested, please subscribe. I'd love to have you guys aboard. I do content like this all the time. I do Minecraft, Flash Player, you name it, I make it. So yeah, I'd love to have you guys aboard. Have yourself a good night, everyone.